What's up, fellas? John coming at you with another video. So here we are looking at an email from Micro Center. I signed up for alerts from them because I wanted to know when they were going live. And there we are. So we're going to run over there, check out what they got. Let's get to it.
Now wait until SEO featured AI.
3 hours later.
Unfortunately, it's raining pretty freaking bad. So we're just going to deal with it. But I want you all to catch my reaction when I go in this place for the first time. It's going to be hopefully awesome. Ugh, that's where rain is cold. Where's the main entrance? Right there. Oh, okay. All right, they sent me to a different entrance. Oh my. This place is bigger than I thought. A little tech center over here. Apple products. Let's see. I see monitors back that way. Cases. To get me a case while I'm here for my laptop. Or sorry, for my tablet. We've got Dell computers. It's pretty good so far. I'm hoping to get a possibly a processor and motherboard bundle. Printers. Printers, laptops. Oh, 3D printers, nice. Nice. 3D printers. They're made. To be honest, I'm not super familiar with 3D printers, but I've never heard of these brands. Oh, they got them demoing. That's pretty freaking neat. See. There's Micro Center. It's more than this computer stuff. Let's see here. Oh, there's a lot of computer stuff. Let's see. Security signs. Wise Networking. Swan Security. I've heard of them. They're pretty decent. Wise Cam Pro is only $40. It's not bad for the Pro model. Normally you can get the cheap model for like $25. But the Pros are usually higher than that. All right, what we got here? The smart home stuff. This is the HDMI sync box. I always wanted one of those, but everything's streaming from my TV. It wouldn't work with it. It's got the Alexa built into it. Neon Flex. I wonder if that would work with a Smart Hub.
This is just HD. This one of those other 4K.
I'm sorry, with a controller. It's true, when you build your own strip stuff, you can do it a lot cheaper than you can get like a pre-made thing. Look how much these smart lights cost. That's for a 5-foot strip. I can build one of those waterproof for like $30 and have it controlled wirelessly. And it's only the strip lights seem to be done that way. I don't know why they act like they're gold. TV mounts.
I have Google.
What is this?
HDMI transmitter receiver, huh?
I have a Roku TV.
We got a Roku TV, but we still got the Chromecast.
I need to find the aisle full of the loose parts.
I just want to add a note at this particular point in the video. The Micrositter employees, when the store first opens, they're not commissioned, but their sales are tracked. They eventually become commissioned employees once the store's been open for a little bit and they've been on the payroll long enough. So if you go to Micro Center, if you start talking to an employee, and there's a reason this guy is this friendly, because he's trying to get my business. Once you pick out the employee that you're talking to, don't swap it up, because it really hurts the people. If you like the guy you got, then stick with him, because the sales are tracked and it can affect whether or not they keep their jobs. Anyway, back to the video.
Excuse me, where's your motherboards and stuff at?
Right back here with the big thing.
It's going to take me there.
All motherboards.
You have bundles?
We do. I don't know them off the top of my head. One of the BYO associates will be happy to make you out with that.
Oh, that's a nice looking case. I didn't grab a cart. I'm kind of slipping.
Want me to bring you one? What do they have?
I mean, if you're not doing anything. And
I can grab you one. Yeah, there are motherboards over on the back wall. I'll be back with
right.
you.
RTX 4080, $1,300. Fun fact, I bought a 2080. I spent $207 for it. Same processing power as a 4060. And actually has the same amount of RAM and everything. So here's the motherboards. There's two computer stores in in Evansville, I'm sorry. One of them's got like one motherboard in stock, and the other's got a couple of them. But there's never more than like 4 total to pick from. We got us a nice fat selection here.
I am not convinced that it's necessarily going to go.
Let me get something like this probably. Ryzen 5000. They just released a 3D 5000 series. Those things are killer for gaming. Oh, and cases. People are buying up the good ones already. Look. Anyway, this place is nuts. I'm going to look around and see if I find anything amazing. If I buy anything, I'll show it off.
Many, many minutes later.
All right, so the guys are really knowledgeable at work here. Let me pick out some nice hardware. I got a nice fat cooling fan. Very similar to Noctua's. It's a solid black to go with this solid white motherboard. I didn't really care that much about the color, but the stuff I ended up picking up ended up basically all being white. Just coincidentally. I'm gonna have me a nice fast computer when I'm done fixing this thing up. It's all for there you have it, guys. There's the 64 gig of RAM. Got a nice white cooler. Black cooler for contrast. Bought another network hub. These things are, I don't really understand these things. These things are like $15 for 5 ports. But if you want like 8 ports, you spent like $60. It's really stupid. So you can get like 4 of those and daisy chain them and end up with more ports. And then of course the case. Build video coming soon.
All right, guys. Here's the result. I bought the following products: 64 gigabytes of 5200 DDR5 RAM, 2 sticks, a Ryzen 7800 X3D processor, which is the fastest gaming processor in the world as of right now, a Corsair 850 watt modular power supply, which is not pictured in the video, and a Lian Li case. Interesting thing about this case is I've seen some RGB things where they connected the RGB controller to the reset button of the case, and that's not ideal. This case actually has 2 extra buttons on it. One of them is to cycle RGB modes, and the other is to change RGB colors. So plenty of buttons, and I don't have to sacrifice my reset button. Anyway, some of you already know that the computer is built, and I'll toss up a photo of it at the end of the build video. If you guys don't want to go all out with a full upgrade, Micro Center is the only company that contains the 5600 X3D chip. They are the only distributor that received it. Basically, they are 5800 chips that were downgraded due to bad cores or whatever. And this is a pretty capable gaming chip as well, and it runs on the older AM4 socket. You can build an AM4 system for about half what I spent. All right, so was the trip worth it? I think so. I can't imagine picking out the parts I wanted on a website and being able to get exactly what I wanted. I am incredibly happy, especially with the case. Additionally, I didn't really show you guys everything else that the place had going. For example, they do live PC builds. They also had a gaming chair set up with a triple monitor surround setup, and you could play it for free, and it had a racing sim on it. And additionally, before I left, I actually paid them $20 to pre-assemble the parts to verify that everything was working before I drove back home. As a technical note, if you're going to be building a new Ryzen system, then the size of the memory doesn't necessarily matter as much as the amount of slots you use. AM5 motherboards across the board slow the memory down if you are using 4 chips versus 2. And AMD is very sensitive to memory timing. Get the largest 2 chips you can afford and get the fastest ones you can afford. Any multi-core Ryzen system is going to have the memory be the bottleneck. I personally installed my 2 sticks, and they defaulted to 4600 megahertz, which is the safe for the chip, and boosting them up to the label of 5200 gave me a 5% across the board speed increase, visible in any app that was CPU only, such as Cinebench. In fact, even though it's a 5200 on the box, I was able to, and I haven't tried faster than this, but I've got it actually running at 5400 right now. Well, that about does it for this video. I may or may not release a full build video, but I'll most likely put up something with at least before and after benchmarks in it. That's all I got until next time. Until then, John out.